Hey, Sis, let's look at our game 3 for this spring regionals pool play.
He's like whoever records somehow.
Yeah, no, but can you get lost in the game? When you're watching, you're like,
So, first things first, let's look at our stack. It's a little bit hard to tell where the cones are over there. Probably we're on sideline over here. So it feels like we're a little bit too close to that side. We probably want to push just a little bit.
Oh my god.
So, one thing we want to work on as a team is when we do those in cuts, the handlers have to throw early so that we get lots and lots of space. But the problem with that is the earlier we throw, the harder it is to hit because of how far it is. And often
Oh
we
my
end up
god.
overshooting and making these high, hard to catch throws. So that's something our handlers need to work on, and our cutters need to try to get the stickiest hands possible. Obviously, not great throwers on their team. So over here, where is Pat at this point? So I see Pat over there somewhere. So Pat's probably coming from this block over here. And you watch, this, the window closes. So the defender's already way too close to where the end for where the frisbee's gonna end up. So you're gonna see this person is running at full speed, but then Pat has to slow down a little. So those last three steps, Pat slowed down and his defender was able to close out. So the reason we talk about windows of opportunity and making sure that we cut to have enough space is so that our throwers could throw so that we could run in full speed. The second Pat slowed down, the defender was able to sprint and catch up. So it was a good look, but too late, or Pat didn't set up far enough.
I'm not letting that go. Yeah, be more aggressive.
nice
Back. There you go.
See?
fast break. Spin fast break.
One stop, two stop.
So this was a bad look
Free.
Greatness,
for
greatness.
two reasons. First of all, we could see our stack over here is starting to move into the area that JP is looking to throw over there. Meanwhile, we have so much open area over here, so I don't understand why we didn't try to throw here. Also, because there's a wall of people, he needs to throw it over everyone and then drop it into this spot, which makes it so much harder. If the stack was over here and there was a lot of cuts coming this way, then this would make more sense because we don't have to throw it over anyone and there's a lot of empty space. But we have all this empty space to work with. So we should have just
There you go.
Fast break.
cut up the line right here. He's already positioned to take that in. This person is forcing backhand basically. So this was a
One stop, two stop. Free.
Greatness, greatness. Oh, we're pressing greatnesses.
Well, jeez.
What's better to have the bigger one at front? Better to have the bigger phones at front. If you have the small ones at front, you can't front.
so good positioning by Kendra over there. One thing that I was asking our players to do was to back the person. So Kendra is forcing their person to go in, Joanne's forcing their person to go in, and then we just set the mark on them. We don't want them going deep because this has a higher risk for their team than throwing to their girls going this way. Chantel, we just want to go on this side and then force our girl in.
Why are you trying to back?
Like they don't have throws. They only want to throw deep. They don't want to throw in. We want to play
Such
a
a bully.
percentage game. Every time they
Come
throw,
on.
Look like
we
four
have
times.
a
I'm just
20% chance of grabbing it, if that. So that was a nice continuation cut by Pat. Not the best upline by Josh.
Such a bully. Come on.
Look like four times. I'm just saying.
Finds JP. Josh is just recovering. He's going up, setting up his upline. And then JP looks to the front of the stack. Pat attacks this way because his defender is on the wrong side. Able to get that. And then good continuation cut by Blissey. No, Thea. So catch, turns, looks, sees Thea going. You could see Pat is looking over this way. Oh, Chantal also went. Chantal, we need to get you your jersey because I had no idea you were a part of our team right here. So to me, it looks like you're defending Thea at this point. Because yeah, oh my gosh. I think Thea didn't get hit because we saw a white jersey.
Reset, nice reset.
Okay, reset, get it to our handlers. Doesn't matter if we lose yardage to get it to our main handlers. So that wasn't a good look. I don't know what was happening. So if we have our field here, Pat ended up cutting sideways, but JP threw to Pat as if he was going deep. So that's a miscommunication. And we don't want to cut too sideways. Cutting left and right only works in certain cases, like the one we saw earlier. But mostly we want to be cutting deep and in. More specifically, we want to be cutting diagonally. Cutting diagonally is usually the best in Ultimate.
Yeah. Don't rush the throw.
Nice D-jab by Josh. JP's defender fell asleep. Nice in cut by Chantal. So good job. You came into the stack, you set up, and then once you saw JP get it, you started to get ready for that in cut. Was able to get it. That's a decent amount of distance. Especially on this small field. And as long as you're winning and practicing, I don't mind you looking for those continuation throws. For our cutters who are developing their throws, you could look up field for 1 to 2 seconds and then look back to the handlers. Cutters. And then after that, just look to your handlers. So this is a good mistake. Mostly on Kendra for not catching it. But one of the reasons handlers are because they are able to find windows and make opportunities that are much harder, and the throws are much easier to catch usually. So let's look at the position of all our defenders. I'd hope JP would be a little bit closer because we know what their plan is. Josh is a little bit too close. Maybe he could pull off a little. Kendra is pushing her person in. Joanne is pushing her person in. Chantal is face guarding. I'd rather you be looking at the frisbee. Thea is face guarding. I'd rather you be looking at the frisbee. It seems like this. Oh, It happens to go straight to JP, even though I say his position's a little bit too far off. Slippery. Was it a good luck though? So it doesn't matter if you're all dropping it or throwing it away. I want to see the IQ behind it. So what does JP do? It looked like Pat was doing an in cut, but then reads the frisbee and then goes deep. I'm not sure it was necessarily a good play. Mm, yeah, so JP is positioned off his person. There's quite a bit of distance between him and his person. I'm guessing he was just trying to make the deep throw more difficult. But depends on how good this thrower is. Yeah, no. We wanted it to be in this person's hands. What about everyone else's position? Same thing. Thea, I want you to be behind so that you could look at the frisbee. Same thing with Chantel. Right now you're still face guarding. This is not a team you face guard on. You you face guard on people who you don't want the frisbee to go into their hands. Um, we want it to go into players that can throw hands. To be fair, most of them. We want them to like play those low percentages.
What's the score? 2?
There's a free throw here. Come on, hit it, hit it, hit it. It's gone. It's on the sideline, right? So if it's on the sideline, we want to either center it really quickly or get it up the line into a power position. Most of the time, when the frisbee is on the sideline, frisbee is over here. Here's our stack, let's say. We should be looking at our cutters first, our handler first. So the handler could go up the line. They could Berkeley. They could 7. 7's probably not the right answer here since it's force flick. And we want to center it, put it into a power position, make a continuation cut, or continuation cut this way. Most of the time when it's on the sideline, we want to start off with our handlers. That's not a good path, Pat. So right there, you're cutting horizontally. This should be a deep in or an in deep or just go in, just go deep. This should be your diagonal cuts. So that should have been like this, not this. Let's see that upline. Yeah, literally just blew by the person. More athletic. There's a few too many bodies over there. Yeah, and then once those bodies leave, you could see how Athena starts off by pulling her person this way. And then you could see her person starts to follow her. And then she's still moving this way. And Thea starts moving there. And she has a long path for her to run. And she gets the there. Remember, one concept is that we don't want to make small sprints. We want to make long sprints to get the frisbee. We want space. And one reason cutting horizontally is not a good thing is because the field is only so wide, but the field is much longer than it is wide. So we want to cut up and down. We don't want to be cutting left and right because it's a much shorter field. For the most part. These are generalized rules.
They go really quick that side.
Okay, Vincent, you bit way too hard. You're going this way, the person is going that way. It makes no sense. And what are we worried about? We're worried about those deep throws. So why are you trying to take away that first throw?
I was out.
He walked out, but he's still there.
I was out.
Maybe he walked out.
Yeah, he needs to walk back.
You throw right
It's
here.
okay, he threw out.
Yep. Yep. Pivot.
Pivot.
Wrong side, Vincent. You should be cutting on this side. I think it was a little bit late. Yeah, by the time you throw it, Pat's already here, and he has less room to work with. So we want Pat to be beating his person with pipe with his legs, not with his vert. With his speed, not with his vert, for the most part. So throw it earlier and let him sprint into it. Right now you can see him adjusting, and at that point it becomes a jump battle. We don't want sky battles as much as possible. We want to sprint. Vincent, why are you looking at the ground? It looks like to me you're watching their feet or maybe watching their hips. I want you to be able to watch your person and watch the frisbee at the same time. Like, let's look at some other players. We have Josh here who is kind of scooping. He's gonna come in. We have JP here who is playing his man and the frisbee and the lane. We have Jaron over there who is playing the lane while watching his person. We have Kendra who knows that this person is so far that she's playing the lane a little bit in a help position. Chantal's playing shutdown defense. Let's turn that more into a bit of smart defending. Blissey's backing her person. And look, we basically have a cup right now, right? Because we're not just playing our person. This is JP's person over here. This is Jaron's person. But we're playing lanes. We're playing throwing lanes. And that makes it really hard for them to throw. So we don't want to clog when we're on offense, but when we're on defense, the more we could clog while not getting burnt for our coaches, the better. Okay, so one thing that I like is the fact that our cutters are waiting for our handlers to finish moving. So over here, this person peels off and plays the lane. So JP is running into a defender. So there was no way to get that. What JP should have done right here was two options. He could Berkeley or he could 7. But instead he ran into the lane and now you're kind of clogging. But now we have open space over here on the backhand side. So this should be a Kendra cut. Jaron, probably not. Maybe if you pipe it, you go that way. Or Chantel cutting over here. JP right now you're low. Oh, I don't know what Vince is doing. Happens. Bad throwers. Non-threat. So, Jaron, that continuation cut. That continuation cut has a very small run up. If you were over here, that would be better. For example, Chantel. Chantel has enough space to cut, but yours is such a small area that you're not going to get thrown to. JP looks. Oh, but it's Vincent. So Vincent starts from over there. He has a lot of space also. So it looks like Chantel. That was pretty good. So Chantel, you notice that there's already bodies over here, and then you set the brakes and you wait over here, which is really, really good. But JB is just able to feed it into that window. So Chantal, I'm really proud of that. Vincent, you just kind of were able to make something work. Brute force. I'm happy to see people waiting into the stack. Jaron, you were too close. That was not a good cut. It was good continuation timing, but it wasn't set up well. Nice bowling. Beautiful pull. Now don't let them break rules. Oh, we let them break rules. Nice, Justin. There was a little bit of a lag right there. Fine. But sometimes those little lags in form will screw you over.
Is that Irish?
I think everything. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, it looks like a foul. It looks like he got arm. But at the same time, it looks like you wouldn't have gotten it anyways. So this wouldn't be a foul where you keep it. This would be a foul where you send it back.
Oh.
So when we're calling a foul, we don't have our arms like this. This is not us calling foul. When we call a foul, we call foul like this. Even one arm is fine. Foul, foul. And then we get our entire team's attention. And as teammates, we have to also put our hands in and make sure that we're doing that. I see our players making the out symbol, the hand sign. I like that.
But then you land on the couch with your head over.
There's not much of point calling. Our stack isn't ready. Why are we calling it?
What if the first we hit the ball and then it bounced back and it hit your head?
Continuation cut. So
And then it bounced back.
I'm guessing you saw Sobel, and then you wanted to make it really soft and floaty and direct to her. But it had to be a little bit more to space.
What a block.
Yeah, sounds right. That's what I was hoping to do.
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, Justin, be careful about
Yeah,
the
Justin.
You don't have to do the first look you see.
Yeah, like tomorrow's Wednesday. And it's really.
That's one reason that you struggle, Justin, because you throw away on the reset too much. Let's see.
It's a brick. Get all the field if it was out.
Middle, well, middle.
What do you guys? I got 8.
Okay, let's see. Stack looks really good actually. Maybe a little bit more here, but I'm not gonna complain. I like the amount of space over here. That makes these throws really easy, along with you be able to beat your person. Okay, so one thing that we have to realize as a team is pipe is not meant for when we're close to the end zone. When we're close to the end zone, pipe doesn't work near that.
I'm okay.
So Chantal beats the girl, I'm on the margin. Josh goes up the line, he can hit. And then I saw Kendra getting ready for that continuation cut.
I'm okay.
So that's good timing for that continuation cut. Blissey also going a little bit later. If we needed the continuation cut, I would hope that Blissey sees Kendra and abandons her cut. Oh, it wasn't in.
That was in.
Oh well. Made it work. A little bit of crowding there.
I had fallen to a phase. I don't know how
Be careful of that.
What?
Not this one.
Oh.
I thought you were size 5.
So defensively, we have a good mark.
What?
Not this one.
We're forcing it in. This is good. Just same thing, Blissey. We're not face guarding players like this. Like if you're backing, maybe you could block it, send it back this way a little bit. These players don't deserve to be face guarded. They're not ready.
Yeah.
That's on their coaching staff and all of that.
The black strictly.
Chantal, get out, Chantal.
Probably that should have hitched. I think you should have hit that, Josh. That's your responsibility to pivot so that you could hit that. Sure, this person's kind of lengthy, but this is a very open cut. This is a good amount of distance.
Get out,
That's your
Chantal.
responsibility.
The black strictly.
Chantal, get out, Chantal.
I don't know why this person is defending Pat like this. Oh, it's because he's scared of the pipe. He's scared of him going deep.
The black strictly.
And because of that,
Chantal, get out,
what can we
Chantal.
do is take that open lane. Yeah, clear back into that stack over there.
Oh, someone's lying.
What happened? Oh, he got him flying. Yeah, that double move. Reset upline. That's a really good move. So, Kendra, although your person is a bad defender, you positioned yourself in the area that we want to attack. Right? And so, I think, Josh, you could have floated it over here. That would have been a score. But you had to set up before you make that cut. And once again, Kendra, you didn't properly clear. You need to clear all the way over here, and then like you haven't pulled your defender out of the area yet. You need to pull them out and then come back in. So this continuation cut right here isn't good. And right now you're just bugging. Meanwhile, Chantal, coming from over here, has enough space to make that continuation cut.
I just do this, they get lost, and I'm just like, hey Josh.
Kind of didn't have the pavement, but we can't crown the pavement.
It's just like soccer, right? You don't have soccer.
Exactly, we don't have lines.
It's totally different. Like, gives that many
I was like, why? I said to I was like, why are they in our set?
Okay. Jaron, I'd like to see you clog the lane. So rather than standing there, stand over here. Like, you're on the correct side of your person technically, but because they're so on the open side, it's fine. So Belle, back your person. I like the fact that Thea, you're on your side, so you could look here and here. Why are you playing shotgun? No. It doesn't deserve it. Vincent, why are you playing shotgun defense? You people don't deserve shotgun defense. Oh, and because of Thea's position here, she's able to watch the frisbee come up, and then she's able to react to it quickly, read it, and get there.
They all have their good handlers
Yes,
wearing
okay.
bloods. Yeah. The guy with the curly hair, handler's wearing bloods. Yeah. The guy with the curly hair,
Nice try.
bloods.
I'm not too sure why you decided to throw it this way. Was it just a mishap? It's an execution error. But that should be straight to E. That shouldn't be coming up here.
Yeah. The guy with the curly hair, and the guy with the hat.
Maybe this feels deep. I don't know why. It doesn't look like really cool.
I don't know. Yeah.
My heart started racing. I'm like, I get to touch the frisbee today. He's not close at all. He knows the rules. Someone try to send it. Nice catch.
Why are you still there, bro? I was thinking, that's pretty good. Oh, you're just being nice.
Yep. Look, Michael. There we go. Who's after him?
So, one issue with these in cuts is they're slightly too short. We're not making enough distance. Every time we throw, there is a risk. And if we're doing in cuts, this is a issue that I see with the B team. They do in cuts and they get it too short, and each time they throw it, let's say it's a 70% completion rate when it's short. But then you do 5 of those, 10 of those, and you haven't gone anywhere. And then you turn over close to your field. We want to make distance. So although
Nice catch.
so Justin gets it, back to the handler, and then lead through. So that's 1, 2,
Yep.
3,
Look, Michael. There you
4.
go. Who's after him? Josh, your next up. That's it.
That's fine. The only throw that made distance out of those 4 throws was Justin. When Justin's in cut, so Josh throwing to Justin made distance. But then Justin throwing to Josh, fine, that's a reset. But then Josh throwing to Gabriel didn't make any distance. Then Gabriel threw it away. Oh no, Gabriel threw it to Michael, who threw it away. But Gabriel to Michael didn't make any distance. So resetting and swinging is fine. But there, that's a percentage game, right? Eventually, that's gonna happen. And Josh takes ownership over the throw. Michael takes over ownership that he doesn't have 6 hands. Michael, you got broke. But Resetting is good to get it into the middle of the field, to get it off a high stall count, to get it off of a weaker thrower from a cutter to a handler. But as much as possible, handlers to cutters, we don't want it to be for short yardage. And then Michael, force flick. Don't let that backhand go. Like Justin did his job. He stayed in front of his person, stayed on the flick side, but Michael, it's not the drop that I'm upset with. It's the fact that you let your person go back, especially at the front of the end zone when they're on that side. Missed throw by E. Be able to watch the frisbee. Again, E right there. Pressure makes him drop it. Right there. And then Jaron's gone. Clear. Let's see. That's the reset. He's making a fast count ball, I believe.
Get there, Jaron!
Looks toward Jaron. I don't think that's a good look. I don't know what that's. Okay, so you see Jaron kind of go deep, but it looks like Jaron, you abandoned the cut. And the throw was already up. So you just had to do a slap. Slap balls are 50-50s. I think that's E's execution and decision making wasn't good there. Might have been a high stall count, but Jaron wasn't conscious of the frisbee being there. Jaron, you got broken. You're trying to stop the flick too much.
Jaron, don't get broken!
Jaron, don't bite on that, okay?
Yeah. Do not get broken!
Okay. Missed throw by Thea. At least you pivoted. Who's on that person?
So lucky.
Oh, it's Nathan. Nathan. Guys. Well, we have jerseys now, but it's so hard to see you when we're not in jerseys. Lots of space to attack. Lots of space to attack. There you go. So, stop sideline. We start off with our handlers. Continuation cut. Beautiful. That's what we wanted to see. So that is the concept of frisbee is on the sideline. Stack over here. Doesn't matter who gets it, but up the line. Continuation cut. Beautiful. That is beautiful.
You gonna go on?
I shake.
Nice roller pull.
Use your body as like stand.
Perfect.
We're still shaking.
Are you going in front of her? Her head moved, not her body. Her head.
I think you could have been a little closer, Pat.
Her head moved, not her body. Her head.
JP coach?
Like, you could see JP, like, he's over here in a threatening position when his person is in a non-threatening position. Probably could have come back even a little more. But that becomes pretty risky.
Hail Mary.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Hail Mary. Whatever. We let those go. I was like, why? I thought it was our possession.
Try to get the whole.
Frisbee's in the middle. This is a great time for our stack to initiate.
Stack. Okay.
Ice, so Bell, you have to be cutting right now.
Forward and cut near the 3. Oh.
JP wants to handle the bomb.
JP and D.
Yeah.
Kind of lucky there. Pat, you
Forward
didn't
and cut
go
near the 3.
far enough.
Oh.
And this mismatch on JP, this slow poke. Oh,
JP and D.
Yeah.
Pat, you should have thrown JP here. You threw him behind the stack. Usually when we throw, we want to.
Justin in the end zone. Alright, go record.
Alright. You're going?
Yeah.
So if we're at 9-0, and it's 1-0,
to be up by 10.
You have to be
You're not on the right side, Gabriel. Just a little bit more here.
up by 10. Yeah, my bad.
So just chill and slow.
Vince? Oh, nice, Vince!
Someone's pushing Vince over there. Maybe. But
By 10. Yeah,
once,
my
like what I
bad.
told you, your hands are already up. No one jumps with their hands up. We jump with our arms down and we swing it up. Get your hands down, then swing. It'll give you so much more height.
We play for fun. So it goes in our record as that stops, so we can still play. You know what I mean? Like we can play till 17 and 3, but like we don't record it at 17.
JJ, we're still together.
You know, there's a lot less things for me to like super critical.
Oh, fuck.
Like those fluky things.
Gabriel, thoughts?
Threw way too soon.
Gabriel, thoughts?
Yeah.
In the pocket, with the pocket.
3-7, 3-8.
Like pink shorts on them. And then they have yellow jerseys.
3-7, 3-8.
Like pink shorts.
Score? Like 3,
Power, they are
3-7,
Or
3-8.
he picks up that season.
on them. And then they have yellow jerseys. They're all like, they look like, it's like.
Yo,
Let's make this a two-parter. So we'll end it off here. We'll finish on the next one.